Hello everyone, this is Casey, the rideshare guy, and I want to do a video on how I do Uber driving and Lyft driving. This video will be a little more general, and in later videos I'll go into more details about how I specifically do Uber driving and Lyft driving. So I'm currently in my car. It's a Toyota Camry here, and let me first show you how I set up my vehicle for doing Uber and Lyft driving. Let's start over here at the center console. Over here I have two separate phones. They're both Samsung Android devices. I prefer Android, although iPhones work just as fine. Over here on my left side I have a phone dedicated for Lyft driving. On the right side I have another phone dedicated, and that one's for Uber driving. It's held together by way of an Arcon, A-R-K-O-N, tablet holder, and I simply have Velcro tape on the back side of the two phones as well as Velcro tape on the tablet holder, and I just simply modified it to hold my two phones versus a tablet. It has a bendable gooseneck, and it's attached to a C-clamp whereby I just simply tighten it up by turning it, which fastens it to the center console here. That's how everything is kept in place. So over here I have another Samsung device at the tablet running Waze full time. Over here I have a 3.5 millimeter auxiliary jack. That's about maybe 8 feet long in case a customer wants to listen to his music via his smartphone. Next to my phone I have these high capacity chargers, in addition to other that has charging cords that are coming out of the TomTom 12 volt car charger. I get those from Best Buy. I actually have two of them stacked, and on the other side here I have outlets whereby I connect various USB cords, and I have three separate USB cords coming out over here, and it's put into position into the front passenger seat headrest so that customers can use these charging cords to charge the phone. I have two iPhone cords here and an Android cord so that people who sit in the back can use it to charge their phones. I used to provide other amenities such as bottled water and gum and even, but I don't do that anymore. Instead, over here what I do is I give them Altoid mints. They seem to like Altoid mints. Sometimes I might have gum to offer. Since we're in the back seat here, we'll talk about dash cameras. That is a rear facing dash camera. It's made by Cobra, and it's facing out in the back for insurance purpose if I get into an accident. I also have two other dash cameras. Let me have the, here they are. Here's the one right here. It's just next to my rear view mirror, and that's a Garmin Dash Cam 20. What's kind of cool about this is that when I press this button, it takes a still picture while it's videotaping simultaneously. Over here I have a ePrance dash camera. It's recording me as a driver in case anything happens to me. I also have this little sticker on top here. It says "Smile, you're on camera." That's my legal disclosure for people in case if they ask about my camera. Over here I have a Garmin GPS. I like this Garmin because it tells me what street's coming up ahead as well as what street I'm driving on. Plus it operates on satellite signal, so that if I'm in a bad area where there's a bad cell phone reception, my Garmin will continue to run. So that's how I have my car set up for doing Uber and Lyft driving. I now have been driving for both Uber and Lyft for about 1.25 years. I started end of last summer of 2014. I now have completed about 5,200 trips. I'm currently maintaining about a 4.90 star rating for both Uber and Lyft. I believe you need to have at least a 4.70 or better to remain active as a driver on both platforms. Uber has recently recognized me by giving me, let me show it to you, a Uber Gold card, which I guess they only give it to members who are in really good standing and maybe have completed X number of trips, and here they are right here. Here's my Uber Partner Gold card and my Uber Gold Partner sticker. They don't have any other color such as silver or zinc or anything else. It's just simply you're either a gold Uber driver or you're not. I just wanted to show that to you. I also have a taxi license. It's called an A card. I only drove a taxi for about 1 week, and honestly, I did not enjoy the experience. However, I did learn a lot in taxi school. Learn a lot about driving rules and how to better be a safe driver, which I found useful. In fact, I actually know how to drive safely in San Francisco because I've been here since 1980. So I'm a longtime resident. I know the streets of San Francisco very well. I drive all over the Bay Area. So it's good to know your routes, especially your preferred routes. People usually drive where they are most comfortable with. So for example, if you live in a certain neighborhood that hopefully is a busy area, then that's probably where you want to start off Uber and or Lyft driving. Driving places where you feel comfortable with the people you like, your neighbors that you want to pick up. That would be my best suggestion. However, if you're maybe you say you live in an area where it might be more remote, where maybe it's not as busy, then that might require you to go somewhere where it might be more of a larger city that you can hopefully gain more customers. So I drive for both Uber and Lyft. I used to drive mostly for Uber when I first started a year ago. Now I would say I do almost as much Lyft driving as I do Uber driving. The main reason is because there's so many Uber drivers on the road nowadays that sometimes it may take longer for me to get a request. And hence, when I have my Lyft app on, I might get a request faster with Lyft because just by the virtue that there are not as many Lyft drivers on the road. Although that's also, nowadays there's more Lyft drivers compared to, say, a year ago. So that's the reason why I have both of these phones, and a lot of times I will simultaneously turn on both apps. So I'll press this off button here on Lyft. It's a toggle switch. I'm going to do it right now. I'm currently on. It shows my blue spot of where I am. It shows there's a little bit of pink area for prime time, which is 25-50% more. Let me turn it off so I don't inadvertently get a request. This is my Uber app. It looks like it's on, but it's not. What's kind of cool about this new version of the Uber app is that it shows you a heat map of where areas that are currently surging, even without yet being logged on. So if I want to log on, I press this button that says go online. So I'm going to do it right now. It's spinning, and now that red square button means I'm online and available to accept requests. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off so that I don't inadvertently get a request. So what I do is I will turn on both apps in the morning when I first start off, and whichever one beeps first, I will go ahead and accept and then go offline for the other app. That's how I try to maximize my earnings and minimize my downtime. The nice thing about having two apps, being able to drive for both Uber and Lyft and having two separate phones is, let's say, for example, I have a Lyft customer. Picking up a Lyft customer, and let's say I'm within 2 minutes of dropping off the Lyft customer. What I will do sometimes is that I will turn on my Uber app to go online so that as I'm about to drop off my Lyft customer, hopefully I might get a request on my Uber app, in which case if it beeps, I will go ahead and accept the Uber customer, and I'll drop off my Lyft customer who's in my car. As soon as I drop off my Lyft customer, I'll end the trip, complete the trip, and then go ahead and navigate for receiving my Uber customer. Or vice versa. If I have a Uber customer in my car and I'm within, say, a minute and a half to 2 minutes of dropping off the customer, I will turn on my Lyft app and hopefully I'll get a Lyft ping for a new request. So that's how I try to minimize my downtime and maximize my earnings nowadays. Let me see, what other suggestions? So for you, I would say, what is your best strategy for earning money? It depends on what it is you want to get out of this if you wish to drive for Lyft and or Uber. Let's say you have a full-time job already, especially a full-time job with good benefits. Then you might only want to do this part-time, because if you were to drive for Uber and Lyft, we are what's called independent contractors. We're not employees. What that means is we do not get benefits of any sort. We don't get health benefits. We don't get paid time off. We don't get anything, actually, other than a percentage of the fare. So if you already work for a good company with good benefits, then you might want to stay there and simply do this part-time, this ride-sharing business. So that way you get to keep your full-time income and your benefits and make extra earnings driving for Uber and Lyft. Let's say you do decide to quit your full-time job because you hate it so much, which in my case, that's what I did. I used to work in finance for over about 25 years, actually. I really hated my job and I decided to quit corporate America. I mean, it was truly a grind. And as I get older, I'm finding that I am having a hard time putting up with human authority, especially supervisors that I dislike, coworkers that I can't stand to work with, all the above. Everyone's been through that. So I simply quit my job over a year ago, and I've been doing Uber and Lyft full time now. I drive anywhere from 8 to 10 hours a day, sometimes 7 days a week. This is what I do. The cool thing is that I'm my own boss. I set my own schedule. I work as much as I want, as little as I want. I wake up whenever I want. I finish whenever I want. I don't even need to set my alarm clock nowadays. I find that highly appealing. I don't even know if I can go back to a 9-to-5 job anymore with a human boss telling me what to do. Anyways, the point I'm trying to say is it's up to you. You have to decide for yourself if you want to do this part-time, full-time. I'm here to offer you guidance and suggestions if you wish to hit me up. Later in my video, I will. You can go ahead and subscribe and like this video. And if you wish to become an Uber or Lyft driver, go ahead and give me your email address and your full name, and I can refer you to becoming a Lyft driver and or an Uber driver. I would suggest try both, because why not? This is what I do, and I think more drivers nowadays are doing both, and that way you can maximize your earnings and reduce your downtime. That would be my best advice. So I'm going to go ahead and do more videos in the very near future, specifically on Uber driving and specifically on Lyft driving. I also have many strategies that I can offer, how to navigate through the city, how to best serve your customer, regarding customer star ratings, and how to treat your customers, how to talk to your customers, how to maintain a high star rating, all of that. At this point, I would consider myself a veteran driver, and I have a lot of pointers to be able to provide. So go ahead and ask me questions if you like, and sign up with me using my referral code, and give me your email address and name, and I'd be happy to refer you as a new driver. and we'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks. This is Casey, the rideshare guy, and we'll see you again soon.